Hello, movie lovers. Today we're diving into the magical, witty, and endlessly quotable world of The Princess Bride. This beloved classic is packed with behind-the-scenes stories, surprising secrets, and unbelievable details even longtime fans don't know. Get ready, because we're about to explore some truly fascinating facts about one of the most iconic fairy tale adventures.
I hate to kill you.
You seem a decent fella. I hate to die.
Begin.
The Princess Bride wasn't just a fairy tale, it was a rebellion in disguise. Told with fencing, fire swamps, and rodents of unusual size, all wrapped in a story no studio wanted. But behind the fantasy, there was chaos. The author nearly walked. A single casting rumor nearly broke Wallace Shawn. And in one brutal capture scene, the lead actor got knocked out cold. These are 20 weird facts about The Princess Bride. And tucked inside the swashbuckling? A kiss, so delicate. The director made them shoot it over 30 times, until it felt like forever. Draw your sword. We're storming the castle. Number 1. It should have been a no-brainer. William Goldman had already won 2 Oscars. His book, The Princess Bride, was beloved, magical, cinematic, and still, nobody wanted it. Studio after studio turned him down. Too weird, too meta, too hard to market. Goldman was heartbroken. The project sat for years, untouched, until Rob Reiner walked in. Fresh off This Is Spinal Tap, Reiner read the book and called it one of the greatest stories ever told. He didn't want to adapt it, he wanted to protect it. He met with Goldman, promised to honor the tone, the cuts between past and present, the fairy tale with a wink rhythm no one else could figure out. Goldman handed him the rights, and just like that, the storybook opened again. Not with a kiss, but with a fight to make it real.
He didn't fall! Inconceivable!
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Number 2. Even after it got greenlit, the battle wasn't over. Executives didn't like the structure. They didn't get the jumps between fantasy and the sick kid in bed. Too confusing, they said. Too strange. They wanted one timeline, one world, no grandpa, no book. William Goldman snapped. He threatened to walk. Said if they touched the frame story, they could make the movie without him. Rob Reiner backed him, hard. And the framing stayed. The grandfather, the boy, the reading. The heartbeat of the story, kept intact by a writer who refused to let it get flattened. Because The Princess Bride wasn't just about sword fights. It was about how stories live on, generation to generation. Number 3. They couldn't find their Wesley. They searched for months through headshots, auditions, near misses. The role needed charm, timing, and something older than his years. Then Cary Elwes walked in. British, playful, a little too handsome for his own good. He didn't audition. He didn't need to. One conversation with Rob Reiner and Goldman, and they knew. The moment he left the room, Reiner turned to the team. "That's him," he said. "That's our farm boy, our pirate, our hero." And just like that, Wesley had a face.
I could give you my word as a Spaniard.
I've known too many Spaniards.
Is there any way you'll trust me?
Nothing comes to mind.
I swear on the soul of my father, Domingo Montoya, you will reach the top alive.
Throw me the rope.
Number 4. Off camera, Andre the Giant had a toy, a massive all-terrain vehicle. And one day, Elwes made the mistake of climbing on. One bad move, one wheel in the wrong place, and his big toe snapped. Clean. There was no time to reshoot, no stunt double. So Elwes did what Wesley would do. He limped through the pain, adjusted his stance, hid the injury on camera. In the fire swamp, the torture scene, the sword fight, that's a man acting on a broken foot. You'd never know. But behind the smile, pure agony.
We face each other as God intended. Sportsmanlike. No tricks, no weapons. Skill against skill alone.
You mean you'll put down your rock and I'll put down my sword and we'll try and kill each other like civilized people?
Number 5. Billy Crystal came in like a lightning bolt. He played Miracle Max for only a day, but improvised like he was on a stage in Vegas. And Mandy Patinkin, stoic, trained, always in control, couldn't hold it together. During one take, he clenched so hard to avoid laughing. He tore a muscle, bruised a rib, could barely breathe. He later said it was the only injury he sustained during the film. Not from fencing, not from stunts, from Billy Crystal's comedy. It hurt to laugh, but he couldn't stop.
You got money?
65.
Sheesh. I never worked for so little, except once, and that was a very noble cause.
This is noble, sir. Children are on the brink of starvation.
You a rotten liar.
I need him to help avenge my father. Murdered these 20 years.
Your first story was better.
Number 6. It happened during Wesley's capture. The moment Count Rugen knocks him out. Quick, brutal. One sharp blow to the head. Rehearsals were clean, choreography locked. But Cary Elwes had a suggestion. "Hit me for real," he said. "Just once. It'll sell better." Christopher Guest agreed. The sword hilt connected, and Elwes dropped like a stone. He woke up on the set floor. No memory of the fall, no memory of the cut. And the shot they got? That wasn't stage fighting. That was Wesley actually getting knocked out. They used it, because of course they did. And that dazed expression on his face? That's not acting. That's what happens when fairy tales get just a little too real.
I'm sucking life. I've just sucked 1 year of your life away.
Number 7. The role of Buttercup was everything. She had to feel like a fairy tale, but with real pain behind her eyes, strength wrapped in softness. So the casting calls started rolling, and the names were big. Uma Thurman auditioned, Courtney Cox, Meg Ryan, all young, talented, and rising fast. They brought beauty, they brought charm, but something didn't quite land. Not yet. Rob Reiner kept searching, and then Robin Wright walked in. She wasn't famous, she wasn't loud, she barely spoke above a whisper in her audition. But there was something in her sadness, something unforced, something honest. Reiner later said that the second she read the lines they knew, she didn't play Buttercup, she was Buttercup. And that's what made the fairy tale work. Not just the sword fights or the fantasy, but that, at the heart of it, a young woman could be believed in. Not because she was flashy, but because, in a world of giants, swords, and miracles, she made true love feel real.
When you found out he was gone, did you get engaged to your prince that same hour, or did you wait a whole week out of respect for the dead?
I died that day! You can die too, for all I care!
Oh! As you wish!
What have I done? Ow!
Number 8. Miracle Max wasn't supposed to be that funny. Billy Crystal walked on set in full prosthetics and never said the same line twice. He riffed, he rambled, he roasted everyone within earshot, and it was working. Too well. Director Rob Reiner started laughing so hard during takes, he ruined the audio. They had to pull him from the room, put him behind a monitor, muffle the sound. Crystal kept going until Mandy Patinkin bruised a rib trying not to break. And even then, they didn't stop. Because what Crystal gave them wasn't just comedy, it was chaos, of the perfect kind.
Liar! Liar!
Get back, witch!
I'm not a witch, I'm your wife!
Number 9. He was brilliant, iconic, inconceivable, but Wallace Shawn didn't believe he belonged. When he arrived on set as Vizzini, he was already panicked. He'd heard rumors, whispers that Danny DeVito was the studio's first choice, and Shawn couldn't shake the fear that he was just a placeholder. Every line he delivered, he second-guessed. Every joke he cracked, he assumed they'd cut. The pressure got so bad, he had a panic attack mid-shoot. He later admitted he was convinced, day after day, that they were going to fire him and replace him on the spot. He felt too nervous, too strange, not right for the part. But what no one told him was that his voice, his rhythm, his very weirdness was exactly what made Vizzini unforgettable. And the irony? The man who thought he'd be replaced became the actor fans quote more than anyone else in the entire film.
I can't compete with you physically, and you're no match for my brains.
You're that smart.
Have you ever heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates?
Number 10. It wasn't just fencing, it was choreography, dialogue, performance, timing, precision, and it all had to be real. Cary Elwes and Mandy Patinkin trained for months with two of the best sword masters in the world. Every lunge, every flip, every flourish, rehearsed until it looked effortless. They shot the duel in long, unbroken takes. No stuntmen, no cheats. It was them, sprinting upstairs, leaping off platforms, trading lines and blades like it was a stage play written in steel. The sword fight became legendary, not just for its speed or style, but because it felt honest. Like two men with history and purpose, not just action heroes posing for camera. It's one of the most iconic duels in cinema history, and the actors earned every second of it, one slash at a time.
Who are you?
No one of consequence.
I must know.
Get used to disappointment.
Okay.
Number 11. It looked like a fairy tale. Giant rodents, swamp fire, fog rolling through the trees. But inside that fire swamp set, it was misery. The fog machines pumped steam non-stop. The fake trees trapped heat. And the ROUS costumes, worn by stuntmen, were literal furnaces. During takes, the cast could barely breathe. Cary Elwes almost passed out from heat stroke. And the guy in the rat suit? He had to lie down between every scene, just to cool off enough not to collapse. The magic on screen came at a price, because in that swamp, fairy tales burned. Number 12. It was the final scene, the one the whole story was building toward. Wesley and Buttercup, reunited, redeemed, alive. And Rob Reiner had one demand. I want the perfect kiss. Not good, not sweet, perfect. So they filmed it. Once, twice, a dozen times. And still, Reiner wasn't satisfied. The sun was shifting. The crew was restless. Cary and Robin, starting to wonder if true love came with chapped lips. After countless passionate embraces, it was probably less about romance and more about sheer endurance. But Reiner kept pushing, because this wasn't just an ending, it was the kiss. The kind that made all the heartbreak, all the sword fights, all the fantasy, worth it. They finally got it, on take 30. And when they did, it wasn't loud, it wasn't flashy, but it landed like a lullaby. A moment so gentle, so earned. It closed the fairy tale not with fanfare, but with forever.
Is this a kissing book?
Wait, just wait.
Number 13. He looked invincible. 7'4", over 500 pounds. A literal giant, built like legend. So when Fezzik lifted people with one arm, audiences believed it. But here's the truth. Andre the Giant couldn't lift anything heavy. Not anymore. Years of wrestling had wrecked his spine. By the time he got to set, his back was barely holding together. He couldn't carry Robin Wright. He couldn't hoist Carrie Ells. For every effortless lift on screen, there were hidden cables, rigs, stunt doubles, or just clever angles. The crew worked around him. The cast protected him. Because Fezzik wasn't strong because of his size. He was strong because he stayed, even when it hurt. And for Andre, that was the most heroic thing of all. Number 14. For Mandy Patinkin, Inigo Montoya's revenge wasn't just a story arc. It was a chance to say something he never got to say in real life. Patinkin lost his father Lester to cancer when he was just 18. The pain never fully left him. The grief stayed close, quiet, unresolved. So when he was cast as Inigo, a swordsman who'd spent his whole life preparing to avenge his father's murder, it felt personal. During filming, he poured that pain into every moment, especially one.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
He said it over and over in the final duel, not just in character, but with a purpose. Each repetition carried grief, fury, love. Patinkin later confessed that in those moments, he imagined the villain as death itself, and that by defeating him, even just in fiction, he could bring peace to his father's memory. It wasn't just acting, it was closure, carved out with a blade.
Please, offer me everything I asked for.
Anything you want.
I want my father back, you son of a...
Number 15. When The Princess Bride hit theaters in 1987, it flopped, barely made a ripple. Critics liked it, but audiences didn't show up. The studio couldn't figure out how to market it. Was it a fairy tale, a satire, a romance, a kids' movie? It vanished from cinemas in weeks. But then, the VHS boom hit. Word of mouth spread. Families passed it around. Kids memorized the lines. College dorms turned it into a midnight favorite. Suddenly, a film the industry wrote off became something else entirely. Beloved. It didn't win the weekend. It won the decades. Because The Princess Bride wasn't built for quick box office glory. It was built to last. One quoted line, one rewound tape at a time.
That's enough! That's enough!
Where's this Rogan now? Someone kill him.
He's with the prince in the castle. But the castle gate is guarded by 30 men.
How many could you handle?
I don't think more than 10.
Leave in 20 for me. Not Vicini. I need the man in black.
What?
Number 16. In 2020, the world hit pause. But in the middle of lockdowns, fear, and uncertainty, the cast of The Princess Bride came back together. Not for a studio, not for a remake, but to raise money for COVID-19 relief. Robin Wright, Carrie Elwes, Mandy Patinkin, even director Rob Reiner, all filmed scenes from their homes, reading the script aloud. It was awkward, grainy, funny, and somehow just as magical as ever. Because in a year when the world needed hope, they reminded everyone what true love really looks like. Number 17. Fred Savage wasn't in a casting office when he got discovered. He was just eating pizza. Rob Reiner walked in, saw him across the room, and something clicked. There was no audition tape, no agent pitching the role, just a quiet hunch. Reiner later said Fred had a natural screen presence, without even trying. A few days later, he offered him the part. That's how Savage became the grandson, the kid who holds the whole story together. He wasn't polished, he wasn't rehearsed, but he was real. And when he says,
Maybe you could come over and read it again to me tomorrow.
It doesn't sound like acting. It sounds like a kid who really doesn't want the story to end. That's the magic Reiner saw, all from a chance moment in a pizza shop. Number 18. Every year, the Library of Congress selects films to preserve forever, not just for fame, but for meaning. In 2016, The Princess Bride made the list, not because of its box office, not because of its cast, but because of what it became. A cultural artifact, a generational bridge, a fairy tale that somehow never aged. In a country full of fast things and forgettable stories, this one stuck. And now it's sealed in history, alongside Casablanca, The Wizard of Oz, and Star Wars, as if to say, yes, this one matters.
I have been in the revenge business so long. Now that it's over, I don't know what to do with the rest of my life.
Have you ever considered piracy? It'd make a wonderful trip pirate Roberts.
Number 19. He was the heart of the film. Larger than life, gentle, funny, unforgettable. But Andre the Giant never saw The Princess Bride on the big screen. By the time the film premiered, Andre's health had declined. His back pain made it hard to sit for long stretches, and traveling wasn't an option. Rob Reiner offered to bring a private print to him. Andre smiled and declined. He said he didn't need to see it. He'd lived it. He loved the cast, loved the role, and more than anything, he loved being part of something magical, something that showed the world he wasn't just a wrestling legend, but a storyteller. Today, fans still quote Fezzik. Kids still fall in love with his smile. And Andre? He's still the biggest thing on screen. Number 20. Some movies fade. This one didn't. Fans quote it, tattoo it, name their kids after it. There are Princess Bride-themed weddings, custom cakes, sword duels, vow readings in full costume, priests reciting.
Marriage is what brings us together today.
It's not just nostalgia, it's ritual, a way to pass something sacred from one heart to another, like the grandfather in the film, handing the book to his grandson. Because the story never really ends, it just finds new readers.
To the death!
No! To the pain.
I don't think I'm quite familiar with that phrase.
I'll explain, and I'll use small words that you'll be sure to understand.
That may be the first time in my life a man has dared insult me.
It won't be the last.
Bonus fact, he only said it a few times.
It would be absolutely, totally, and in all other ways inconceivable.
But somehow, it stuck. Wallace Shawn didn't think it would matter. He wasn't the lead. He wasn't the romantic. He was the fast-talking side character, doomed to lose a battle of wits. And yet, decades later, it's on mugs, t-shirts, license plates, even baby onesies. Strangers shouted at him in grocery stores. Friends' kids quote it before they've even seen the movie. Shawn once joked that it would outlive him, but maybe it will, because that's the magic of a line that fits too perfectly, lands too oddly, and refuses to die. It wasn't written for fame, it just was. And that is what makes it iconic. The Princess Bride didn't
in full costume, priests reciting marriage is what brings us together today. It's not just nostalgia, it's ritual, a way to pass something sacred from one heart to another, like the grandfather in the film handing